Just when you thought you could turn your back and walk away, the dark cloud of human indignity follows you. You have no choice but to turn and look it in the eye. It's the sex offender hit list.
Arkansas. Fayetteville police have arrested a woman on charges related to child sex crimes. This is 37-year-old Gina Parks. She's facing charges of video voyeurism, as well as charges for allegedly distributing, possessing, and viewing sexually explicit material involving minors. Authorities report that Parks was employed at Grandview Apartments in Fayetteville at the time of her arrest on September 6th. She's being held at the Washington County Detention Center on a low $10,000 bond. And of course, because of that, she was released the next day on September 7th. Parks is scheduled to appear in court today, September 9th. We don't have any information now yet, but when we do, be sure to find it here first on the sex offender hit list. See ya, Chomet. We're going to head over to Illinois, where a Hendricks County man was arrested on Thursday on multiple charges of child exploitation and possession of child sexual abuse materials, according to court documents filed last Friday. A tip was tied to multiple files and message exchanges on the app Kik, where a user known as Yurito Kiriga allegedly possessed and traded child sexual abuse material. In total, the IMPD said they received 395 files from the Kik Media Lab tied to this account. And within these files, there were several depictions of cartoon child sexual abuse material, AI and CGI child-related sexually graphic pictures and videos depicting real children in sexually explicit scenarios. Rito Kiriga also started a Kik group chat on May 24th, asking users to send at least 3 pornographic pictures or videos of cartoon and anime children. After executing a search warrant, police said they tied that account to Cesar Manaras-Lemus of Hendricks County. Officers had trouble locating him initially, as they reported he's no longer employed, he doesn't have any vehicles registered under him, and he hasn't updated his social media pages in many years. However, officers were granted a search warrant of Manaras-Lemus' home on Wednesday. In an interview, Manaras-Lemus confirmed he did in fact create the group chat, as well as share and possess the child sexually abusive material. According to police, Manaras-Lemus denied having access to children, and he said the files did not portray anything he would do in real life. Manaras-Lemus is charged with 7 counts of child exploitation, 6 of which are level 4 felonies, the 7th being a level 5 felony, as well as 3 counts of possession of child sexual abuse material. See ya, Lemus. Chomo.
Now get in there!
Florida. The founder of the Special Needs Advocacy Program, otherwise known as SNAP, in Central Florida, was charged with sexually abusing children, according to the FBI Tampa field office. James Jamie Grover, a 62-year-old, was arrested by special agents on Thursday after they searched his Deltona home and his workplace at the Seminole Town Center Mall in Sanford. The FBI believes Grover had been targeting young boys since 2010 while working at SNAP and serving as group director of, get this, Autism on the Seas. SNAP is a program that offers opportunities to the special needs community. Autism on the Seas is an international organization offering cruise actions for adults and families living with special needs, according to the FBI. And of course, the FBI also believes, and so do I, that Grover has more victims. In North Carolina, again, we have a 40-year-old Leland man in custody on charges related to 21 child sex crimes, according to the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office. And according to the sheriff's office there, this is Clayton Nile Eagle, and he's being accused of engaging in sexual acts with an 11-year-old child. And that includes 10 counts of statutory sex offense with a child by an adult, 10 counts of statutory rape of a child by an adult, attempted statutory rape of a child by an adult, and Eagle is being held under no bond, according to online jail records. Good. See ya, Chomo.
Yeah, my mother told me there'd be days like this.
North Carolina. A 48-year-old Wilmington man has been sentenced after pleading guilty to 3 child sex crimes in New Hanover County Court, according to a release from the District Attorney's Office. Cameron Michael Stone pleaded guilty to 3 counts of sex offense with a child with an adult offender on Tuesday. Evidence from the case showed that Stone had sexually abused the victim for years before his arrest. Stone was sentenced to 300 to 420 months. That's 25 to 35 years in prison. And upon his release from prison, Stone will have to register as a sex offender for the remainder of his life. Judge Harrell also issued a permanent lifetime order of protection on behalf of the victim. And we'll head over to Pennsylvania. A Beaver County man is accused of sex crimes against children. On Tuesday, Jack Primer, a 45-year-old, was charged with more than 3 dozen counts of indecent assault of a person less than 13, corruption of minors, and unlawful contact with a minor. Police say Primer is a registered sex offender, and he was charged with similar crimes back in August. Now, what I don't understand is, why is this guy walking the streets if he's already been charged with other crimes? I mean, something has to be done. Bail reform doesn't work. Low bonds don't work. According to a criminal complaint, these sex crime allegations date back years, I understand. So he was under investigation for this stuff while he was out on bond. The investigation began when police were called to the victim's home in July to conduct a welfare check. A few days later, police spoke with family members who alleged Primer had videos of child sexual abuse material. The victim told police Primer inappropriately touched him several dozen times over the last 3 years. And he said he didn't tell anybody because Primer told him not to, and he was worried he was going to get in trouble. Well, Primer was taken into custody just before 1 a.m. on August 2nd at a motel in Maryland after a standoff with the police, and shots were fired. This is according to the Frederick County Sheriff's Office. When deputies responded to the motel Primer was at and they spoke with him, he then barricaded himself inside his room and he told them that he had a gun. Of course, eventually the sheriff's office said the situation escalated, and 2 members of law enforcement, a Frederick City police officer and a Frederick County Sheriff's deputy, fired their guns. Primer was hurt and taken to a hospital for treatment. The officers who fired their weapons are on administrative leave right now while the Maryland State Police investigates. I mean, they should just never let him out. This would have never happened, right? Unreal.
I'd like to know what dirty stool pigeon squealed on me.
Now down in Louisiana, we've got a 19-year-old in Shreveport who's been arrested for allegedly raping a child. The Shreveport Police Department says Orion Ivory, a 19-year-old, has been arrested in connection with a sexual assault that happened earlier this year. Ivory is charged with first-degree rape. Police say Ivory is accused of forcibly raping his victim, who was under the age of 13. And if convicted, Ivory faces life in prison. And if you guys have been paying attention, the new law that's been floating around there in Louisiana, which means that in cases like this, in which the victim is under 13, the offender could receive the death sentence. See ya, Chomo.
I'm gonna give you solitary confinement for 99 years. Let me out of here! Let me out of here!
Wisconsin. A 49-year-old man is being accused of possessing child sexual abuse material after multiple cyber tips led to a search warrant where deputies found several devices containing child sexual abuse material. According to a release, the investigators with the Racine County Sheriff's Office's Internet Crimes Against Children Unit began investigating multiple tips that were sent over from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children regarding somebody in Racine County. During the investigation, authorities developed Christopher Maretti, a 49-year-old, as a major person of interest. And on September 6th, investigators, along with the electronic storage detection canine Stella, that cute little doggy, served a search warrant in the 1400 block of 10th Street. And during the search, investigators located multiple electronic devices, and an initial forensic examination of those devices uncovered, guess what? Numerous images of the child sexual abuse material. Authorities interviewed Maretti, who allegedly admitted to owning the Google account containing that images, and he was arrested and taken to the Racine County Jail, where he's being held on a $500,000 cash-only bail for 10 counts possessing child sexual abuse material. See ya, Chomo. Good doggo. Kentucky. A Lawrence County man has been arrested after police were tipped off to child sexual abuse material. State troopers obtained a search warrant for the home of Mitchell Hundall, a 50-year-old of Louisa, after they received a report that an explicit image of a child younger than 12 had been uploaded from his account to the messaging app Kik. Been hearing a lot about that app lately. Hundall provided police with access to 2 tablets and a cell phone, telling officers they contained child sexual abuse material, including bestiality, another problem that's becoming rampant. A search of the devices turned up the child sexual abuse material that prompted the search, and when a trooper informed Hundall that he was under arrest, he reportedly turned away, tucked his arms in front of his chest, and told the officers they would have to shoot him. However, officers, of course, were able to handcuff him after taking him down to the ground. Hundall has numerous felony convictions on his record, including one in 2008 for distributing child sexual abuse material, and another in 2015 for failing to comply with sex offender registration requirements. Hundall now is being held on charges of possession and distribution of child sexual abuse material, as well as that resisting arrest charge. And he's being held at the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center on a $25,000 cash bond. Still kind of low. See ya, Chomo.
One for a rainbow, one for Amanda.
Who you playing with, sweetie?
Amanda.
Oh, who are you?
I'm Amanda. I'm 6, and I love unicorns.
Sexual predators are seeking kids online.
We don't know Amanda.
Learn how to report abuse at end-violence.org/protect.